So this will be my first time going to a kickboxing class. I think it's kickboxing. It's either kickboxing or boxing. I've done things before, I've done classes before, but for some reason I'm kind of nervous for this one. I think it's just because I've never really done boxing, kickboxing, like just solo like this. Like I've done cycle classes and Pilates and yoga and stuff, but this will be my first one ever. So I'm really, really nervous for some reason. I just like don't want to look silly. But hey, we all have to start somewhere, and it's the first time, so I don't expect to be an expert, but I expect to be an expert. You know what I'm saying? So right now, what I'm about to do is I'm gonna take a shower. Is that weird? Take a shower before working out? I don't know. I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna get ready. I got a new like little outfit for the gym, so it just like came in at the perfect time, you guys. I'm gonna put that outfit on, put my shoes on, and I'm gonna make the trip over there. So stay tuned. Hopefully they let me film. I don't even know if they'll let me film, but I'm hoping that they do. Okay. Oh my god, you guys, I'm nervous. You're gonna drop me off. Oh gosh. I'm gonna come in there with my full purse. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, there are a few people. Honestly, I don't even know where to start. And so I use ChatGPT. Thank the Lord. Isn't it nice that we have ChatGPT? I use ChatGPT to tell me, what are some common things that new goers, what is it? How would you say it? Oh my gosh. What are some of the questions that people would have going to their first boxing class? Okay, so I had a ChatGPT. I don't know specifics. Okay, so I'm going to try my best. I also want to say that this probably is not the most typical experience. I had a very weird first day that I didn't really get to record, by the way. So I had to record the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth and seventh classes that I did, and I'm going to include all those clips in here. But on the first day, okay, I walked into the class. There wasn't anyone at the front desk. I had the last class. I chose 7 p.m. on Thursday. The main guy, the receptionist, leaves for the day. Now that I know, because I still go. Now that I know, he leaves at that time. The trainer, the guy that teaches the actual class, he's the one that had to wrap my hands for me. I didn't have my nails on. My nails was busted, and he wrapped my hands for me. And I don't know. I was very shy. I felt a little embarrassed. I don't know. But I think it's just because I have a little bit of a social anxiety. There's just something about my hands. I'm kind of insecure about my hands because of my nails. I will say this experience brought me out of my comfort zone a ton, because beyond that, I didn't really know anyone. And so going into an environment where you're literally just the new person in a group of 10, 20 or so people, it can be a little bit intimidating. After I got my hands wrapped, I went ahead and chose a random locker, put my big ass purse in there, and grabbed some gloves that they have at the studio and just put them on really quickly. But then I had to take them off very quickly because every class, they start off with a warm-up routine. So you don't need your gloves. You can wear the gloves, but you'll look a little silly, and they're kind of heavy. So wearing the gloves during your warm-up doesn't really help. So then I took the gloves off and I start warming up with everybody. First day, I try to get in the back. I try to get in the back, hiding from everybody. No. He gonna call my big ass up to the front and said, "Here, stand here in the front of the class so you can watch me closer." Oh my gosh. That's like my worst nightmare. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I was trying to film. I was trying to film myself, okay? So I had to deuce out of there. It recorded nothing, you guys. Nothing on the first day. Something always happens when I try to do these little vlogs. Something always happens to where I cannot get the video in the first try. But anyways, he called my ass to the front, so I couldn't record really much the first day. Luckily, I wasn't getting super scared or nervous because there wasn't a mirror, which is really interesting. Usually classes have a big mirror that you can kind of see yourself in. There weren't any mirrors, so it wasn't like I was facing a mirror and I could see everybody looking at me or anything like that. I didn't feel super nervous being at the front, but for people with social anxiety, just be aware that you can be called to the front for no reason, specifically you. I just want to point out the fact that there were other new people there as well. I just have really bad luck when it comes to stuff like this. It's like the universe knows, oh, you're scared of that? Here you go on a silver platter. There, boom, take it. I'm trying to think back though. The first day went by really quickly. And when we got to the end round, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, that went by really fast. I will say I don't think it's an hour long. You're probably in the studio for a full 60 minutes, but the actual cardio workout is probably like 35, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. We did 8 rounds, and I think it's like a couple minutes for each round, and then you get like a couple minutes in between 2 rests. So it reminds me of like a HIIT workout. It's like high intensity, and then you have these small breaks in between. After all the rounds are complete, then you have like a cool down moment. And I don't know, every studio is different from what I've heard. I did talk to and made a lot of friends in the class, which was one of my goals for even joining a fitness class or whatever. I really just wanted to join to make friends, to find other people in my community to talk and to connect with. I have a virtual job, so I don't have as many opportunities to meet people in person. So whenever I can, I try to talk to people. And if you have social anxiety, that's one of the best things that you can do to expose yourself to that anxiety or that fear. Anytime I go out now, I try to talk to at least 2 people and try to get their contact information. So either their Instagram, Twitter, some way that we can keep in contact so that I can build more connections and friendships. Back to the cool down, because I think I got a little off track. This varies from studio to studio. Our guy, his name is Van. He focuses a lot on ab work. So we do a lot of crunches, we do wall sits, or we do like squat sits. And then we get on our backs and we stretch and we do all these things to kind of loosen up, to keep us flexible and to keep us well balanced. Things that are going to work on our core strength, because that's actually really important to when you're like actually boxing. So as for the actual rounds themselves, I have talked to a few people, and again, this varies from studio to studio. Some studios really focus on that cardio aspect, and they'll have you running around the bags, around the room, doing different things that are not like skill, focused. But I will say, for my trainer, my experience with this class, we focus a lot on the actual punches, hooks, jabs, and uppercuts. That's literally like the, what is it? The bread and jam? I don't think that's the phrase. We'll do like different combinations of punches. He'll have us move around the bag as we're punching to work on our footwork. He shows us how to shuffle. He shows us how to move. And, you have to kind of throw in your own little stuff in there. You have to put in your own little jazz or your zhuzh in it, because we all have different body types. We have different hips. We have different ankles. We have different knees. And so you might have to like jump a little higher, lower. You gotta squat a little more. You gotta stand up a little bit more in some stuff. And you will learn that as you progress in the classes, and it starts to feel a little bit more natural. The first class, obviously, it's not gonna feel as natural. I really like this location and this class as well because of the music choices. It's hip hop, rap, my type of stuff that I love. And so finding a place where they play your music is really important too, or a trainer that you work well with, you gel with. I honestly feel like you could wear anything to this type of class. But for me, I like to wear things that kind of cover me up more or secure me, because I want to feel tight and right. I want to feel what I don't want to feel is everything moving around. Like, I want everything to be really secured and feel like I don't have to worry about my body when I'm actually doing this. So I like to wear a big like jacket. I also like to sweat. So that's another reason why I wear it. People think I'm crazy because it's really hot, but I think it helps me. It motivates me. And then, of course, I just wear like tights or something like that. I have yet to wear shorts, but I don't really wear shorts when I work out. I don't know why. That's just not what I do. Okay. And obviously you want to wear some very comfortable and sturdy shoes because you're going to be doing a lot of footwork. After my 3rd or 4th class, I went ahead and bought some gloves because I got tired of wearing the studio's gloves. They were so stinky and smelly and gross. And after every class, my hands would reek. And I'm like, I cannot. It's like making me sick. Like, I would not leave the studio until I scrubbed my hands. I was scrubbing my hands so hard that they were getting like red and like dry. So I was like, I gotta buy my own. I was trying to delay buying my own gloves because I wanted to make sure this is something I was gonna keep doing and that I really loved, and it is. I told myself if I make it to 4 classes, then I would go ahead and buy some boxing gloves. And I did, and I love them. I will say though, if you're buying new gloves, you will have to kind of break them in. My hands have been kind of hurting after the classes because they're brand spanking new. It reminds me of like when you're playing baseball or softball and you buy a new, glove. I remember my dad running over our gloves with the car to kind of loosen them up. Obviously, you can't do that with boxing gloves, but I'm guessing that it's going to take time to loosen up. They're a little hard, and I do have, some soreness in my hands. I have never learned how to wrap my hand. So if you don't know how to wrap your hands, there's some YouTube videos on it. You can, go to the class and have someone there do it for you. The people at my studio were pretty open about that and pretty nice, and they would wrap my hands for me. But I got tired of asking people. So something that I did is I just bought these pre-packaged hand wraps from Amazon. You just kind of stick your fingers through it and you wrap it around your wrist just like this. So it saves you the time of like wrapping in between your fingers and trying to figure that out because it never looked right. I wish I started boxing sooner. And honestly, I feel like the reason why I didn't is because I felt like I needed to be at a certain level of fitness, but you can be a complete beginner and just go to one of these classes. When I even searched it up and found out that the boxing class that was closest to me was 5 minutes away, I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this sooner. Like, it's right down the road. You just never know like what kind of things or opportunities are just right around the corner from your house. There was people of all ages in there, all genders, all ethnicities. I think what's most helpful to know is that you can go at your own pace, and hopefully you'll have a coach or trainer that's really perceptive, observant, watching you, making sure that you're getting the moves, that you're progressing, that you're going at your own pace, and they're not pushy and judgmental and rude. So yeah, if they're not any of those things, you should do great. I want to say too, in the very beginning when I was learning the punches and the jabs and the like what the names were, I didn't even know what some of the names were. Like I've heard them before, but I don't know how to perform them or do them or make them look good. At that time, I think that I was just trying to hit the bag as hard as I could because I wanted a good workout. I wanted to at least be going my fullest, my hardest at something, even if I wasn't doing it perfectly. So, that first class, just do your best, try to get the moves. But if you can't and, you're towards the end of class, just throw in your all. And that's what I did. One warning I can give is to make sure you eat and drink water that day, because if not, you're going to be tired throughout your workout. I think my favorite thing about boxing is how strong it makes me feel. I feel like I'm very girly, I'm very feminine, I'm very like dainty, I get to bring out that more rough, tough side of me that I don't really get to do in my day-to-day, and it's just so fun. It's so fun to get out the stress and to feel powerful. I love that feeling. I loved it so much that I went 6 or 7 more times. I look forward to Thursdays. I look forward to boxing. I look forward to my boxing class. It's that one thing towards the end of the week that you're like, oh, this is what I put in all that hard work during work for. It's so nice to be able to have the privilege and ability to use your body in that way. And I want to treasure that as long as I can. What do y'all think? Am I getting bigger? No. Anyways, I had a great experience, and I hope that if this is your first time or if you're considering joining a boxing group, that you use this video or found this video helpful in that journey. I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Jazz out. Bye!